Welcome back.
I'm Nick Shivers.
And I'm Keegan Shivers, and this is the Shivers Report, where you get the most up-to-date real estate information
in the world,
and more specifically in the Pacific Northwest. Homeowners have about 8 times the net worth on average than a renter does. Owning real estate is about one of the top 3 ways to build your wealth as well. So one of the tools that people use is they buy a house. If they can save up enough money to go buy another house, they start renting the property that was their first time home buyer property.
Right.
Is that something that is still possible in today's day and age? Maybe not possible, but the smartest use of somebody's wealth that they've accrued over time with, if you're not married, $250,000 tax exemption with your primary residence after 2 years. Mm-hmm. If you're married, up to $500,000. Do you think there's other investment strategies right now that make more sense with the current real estate landscape?
Great question. And I think we're going to talk generalities because everybody's different, right?
Of course.
Number one, you'd always say, okay, what kind of interest rate do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a good interest rate? If you have a good interest rate,
yep.
It's hard to let go of that, because remember, when people talk about, well, home values only went up historically 3% a year. Okay, so that's barely beating inflation. But not only are you getting appreciation, usually right now we're not seeing appreciation.
No, it's been flat for the last 4 years.
Yes. So, but historically, you're getting appreciation. You are also, it's a very tax-friendly asset. Mm-hmm. And now with some of the rules that the current administration put in place, you get bonus depreciation. Yeah. So you get it, instead of over 27 years, you get it in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yep.
And then you get your tenants, if you're are paying your mortgage, so it continually lowers what you owe on the property. So when you factor all those in, you're getting 20% plus returns on your investment when you factor in your tax savings, your depreciation that you with the tax savings, your loan reduction by your tenants,
yep,
and historically appreciation.
Yeah, and I think one of the big arguments we see on X right now and everything is owning real estate is not passive income necessarily. If you're a mom and pop investor,
right,
you're the one having to coordinate getting renters in. You're the one who has to go and make sure when a furnace goes out, you're replacing that. Right. And those are costs that add up that can be pretty big along the time that you own the property as well. So even with those in mind, do you think it depends person to person, depending on interest rate and also depending on their willingness to deal with some BS sometimes?
Yeah, you have to factor that in. Like I have a property manager for our portfolio because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And here's the biggest thing. It's got a cash flow.
Yeah.
If it's not cash flowing, it doesn't work.
No.
Now, again, let's just say you have a loan that you have a tenant. It's breaking even, but your tenant's paying, $800 of that loan off every month.
Yeah.
And it's a tax play. That's a different story. But if you are buying an investment property right now, and it is not, and you can't cash flow it with the debt that you put on it, that's not a good investment, because you are banking on appreciation, and there is a good chance for the next few years you don't see a lot. Mm-hmm. Historically, it is a great way to build wealth, because owning a home is forced savings.
Yep.
Right? You're paying your mortgage, it's coming off, it's forced savings. And that's why it's such a big difference between owning and renting.
Yeah. The other idea too is, you buy stock, it's 1-to-1. You have $100,000, you buy $100,000 worth of stock. Great. You buy real estate, you have $100,000, you're buying a $500,000 asset. What's better, 10% appreciation on your stock or 3% appreciation on a $500,000 asset?
That is an incredible point. And especially if you factor in some seller financing where you can get preferred rates and stuff like that. So great point. You leverage you have a $500,000 asset when you only brought in, $100,000.
What do you say to somebody like good old Dave Ramsey, who says you shouldn't have any mortgage, you should pay off everything debt free, do not leverage because then you owe money and then you're in a fiasco? What would you say to that?
Okay. I've actually had dinner at Coronado Island with Dave Ramsey, and he's true to what he says. He did not have a credit card because he did buy dinner that night. He paid with a debit card. So what he says is true. And for who he's speaking to, it's true. Because most people, I use credit cards all the time, but I pay them off every month.
Yeah.
And I never have to pay for flights. I never have to pay for a vacation because I get this benefit because I pay it off every month.
Yep.
Most people do not have the money or the discipline to make sure that happens. So if he is talking to that type of person, but like you said, leveraging good debt in appreciating assets, and you can't bank on appreciation anymore, but appreciating assets like real estate where you can depreciate is a good investment with smart debt.
So do you think the average investor right now, say they're not in real estate, they want to invest in real estate, do you think right now is a good time for that person? Because that person typically is not getting off market deals. They're not getting, unless they have a really good agent. But at that point, if they have a really good agent, why would that agent not go and purchase that property themselves?
Right. Yeah. I think because 90% of agents aren't investors, that's the silliest thing. We preach to all our agents, you should be an investor, but as a new real estate investor, there are in certain cities that there are opportunities. Austin, Texas, there might be some opportunities out there. Certain areas in Florida, there might be some opportunity even on market, especially if there's any seller financing involved in that, where you can get a good rate, 4 or 5%. You can probably cash flow. So to wrap up, Kagan, do you think if you have an owner-occupied property, and let's say you have $200,000 in equity, okay, and you can sell it, or you can, because you're going to buy another house, or you can keep this as a renter, what are you going to do?
Well, I think it depends. Is it cash flowing? Where is the property? I mean, if you're talking, we're in Portland, you got to factor in renters laws.
Yeah.
And what does that look like for you as a landlord? If something does go awry, will you be able to get somebody out without too much of a hassle? There are a lot of different factors that go into that, depending on where you live and what your financial situation is. For me, I'm trying to hold on to as much real estate as I can.
Yeah.
The more I can build up right now, I know that in the long run is one of the biggest wealth builders that you can ever have. But I do believe it's a little bit more than just buy a house, fix it up, BRRRR strategy, keep it.
Right.
It's we're not in that game right now.
It's a challenging game. Now, the good thing is when there's more distress in the market, more uncertainty as far as an investing side, there's usually more opportunity.
100%. 100%.
So it depends.
It depends.
Really, it depends.
Yep. Thanks for tuning into the Shivers Report. If you have any questions about real estate, we have you covered.
We're out.